You know, this is important, guys. Use body deodorant. Use cologne. Can't imagine, like, it seems so basic. I think it's because I hear from a lot of my Asian students, they're like, you know, Asians don't smell. I'm like, you're kind of right, but, you know, you start sweating. It's, you should still use body deodorant. I think it's how, in like Japan, they say white people smell like kind of, what do you call it, spoiled milk because of like the lactose. I guess Asians don't emit that much body deodorant odor, but it's still important, all right? Nails. You know, trim your nails. Skin acne. To this day, I get pimples. It's fucking annoying. I wish. I mean, I'm 33 years old. I still break out every now and then. I hate it. In high school, I hated myself because I get really bad acne, and I did things like minocycline and, you know, all this kind of stuff. But the reality is, some of it's completely controllable. You need like 5 to 10% benzoyl peroxide, and that's after the pimples form, in order to kill the growth of bacteria, and like 2.5 salicylic acid before pimples or acne form. All right, acne is a very, I find a lot of students, it's a huge confidence killer. I think it's just not your fault. I mean, it's not because you eat the wrong food or you're dirty or anything like that. It's just simple genetics. Who gets the Asian flush? Everyone get the Asian flush? No. About half of you guys. All right. Do you know, guys? Do you know how to cure it? Don't drink. Don't drink. What fun would life be then?
Swear way to cure it, sure.
Just stay on the camera. No. Let's see. Pepsid AC maximum strength. Take it 30 minutes to an hour beforehand. It's really simple. Just Pepsid AC maximum strength. It will allow you to metabolize alcohol. I've had like some of my students, they're terrified of going out because they feel that they look ridiculous. They get bloodshot eyes, they get red. Just take Pepsid AC. You know, socializing at bars and clubs is a normal, you know, normal social activity that you shouldn't be ashamed of, right? Just, again, you can get that over the counter anywhere. What is the number one sticking point of guys getting into this, into the community? It's not approach anxiety, sexual anxiety. But the real problem is guys aren't getting laid enough. All right? I know, like, we're terrified of approaching. We all get anxious. But the reality is, it's sexual anxiety. It's making that move. I remember I was doing a boot camp out in Toronto. Like, you know, we got a couch. We were like sitting down, 4 of my guys. You know, they bring girls over, and it's like awesome. Like 4 girls, 4 guys, looking good. All right. And then I remember one student. He's like sitting like this. You know, it's about sitting here. The girl's sitting here. Okay. Still, there's like this mile in between them. Like, he's not touching her at all. He's not like, you know, just being very, very respectful. Here she is. She's basically sitting, talking, laughing, being very receptive. So I was like, okay, this is not going to do. All right, we've got to progress this. So I get up behind him, and this is what he does. I grab his hand, and I shit you not, this is what he does. When I throw his arm around her, you know, do that maneuver. No, 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 no. Like, literally, he freaks out. I'm like, dude, I stand him up, like, all right, man, this is, you know, she's happy to be here with you, but you are just completely in the friend zone. Completely in the friend zone. There have been so many times looking back at high school. I remember one girl, you know, we were supposed to do a book report on, like, Macbeth, right? And so, you know, as all high school students do, we actually just got and rent, like, the Mel Gibson version of Macbeth. And we're watching it with, like, the girl and her bigger girlfriend, and the bigger girlfriend leaves the room for the entire movie. I'm like, where'd she go? And we did that for an entire week. And I'm like, am I supposed to do something? I don't know am I supposed to hold her hand? What's going on? And I didn't do anything. And obviously she was very, very disappointed, because a week later I see, like, this Irish, you know, she was Irish, you know, blonde, redhead, walking down the halls of my high school holding and kissing the hand of this Asian guy. I'm like, oh fuck, she wanted to date an Asian guy. If only I'd made the move. So as I tell him, like, dude, you're completely in the friend zone. You're not being dominant. You're not being just sensual. So it's time for you to introduce yourself to a new girl. You know, talk to her. This time be more masculine. As they say, alpha, sensual, sexual. And he comes back an hour later, has a girl, and is like making out with her. Let's see. I'm like sweating up a storm here. Thank you. It is.
Sorry, that's me.
Yeah. This is simply what we call a kickstart. It's a pretty simple opener. It simply uses the idea of social obligation. Okay? If I go up to a person in pretty much any part of the country, any part of the world, and I say something like, hi, my name is JT.
So.
Yeah. What is the automatic reaction? Shake my hand. Social obligation. It would be considered weird if you don't shake my hand. You would be a weirdo. You would be, committing a social violation. When you're out and about, when you're in the bar or a club, same concept applies. All right. In this case, it's simple cheers. You can't be rejected from that. It's not that you're trying to hit on her. It's like, oh, cheers. There you go. Simple. Social obligation. You know, you guys seem friendly, blah, 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 blah. You're in, you're out. And the idea behind this is to simply train yourself to be very Zen-like in the outcome. You're not there to get her number. You're not there to sleep with her. Simply there to say hello. She seems friendly. You know, quick compliment. You're in and you're out. She chooses to talk to you, great. But the idea is not to try to get anything from her. It's an easy way to strike up several conversations in the night. All right. Later on, this is simply what we call a low investment type opener. Talking to a bunch of people, being friendly, training yourself just to be a friendly person. Then later on, this is what I call like a boomerang. Hopefully you made a good first impression. Maybe you haven't. You know, maybe you want to make a strong second impression. You see a girl again, this is what you do. You go like, oh, I almost made a huge mistake tonight. I was talking to a beautiful girl, and I didn't even introduce myself. Hi, my name's JT. Easy way to make a strong second impression. You know, that's it. It's very simple. And if English is not your first language, whose first language is not English? Let's see a raise of hand. Okay, a few of you guys. There's a lot of different types of openers out there. For those of you who don't know, like indirect or type of like more of a roundabout way of starting a conversation. If English is not your first language, don't do that. It's pretty useless, simply because it probably requires a higher mastery of English than you currently possess. It's a lot easier, it's a lot more effective to go with what we call direct. This is simply the idea of not hiding your romantic or your sexual intentions. If you think she's beautiful, you say, I think you're beautiful. I'd like to get to know you. Very, very simple, very sincere. It's a lot more, I guess, higher risk on an emotional level because you are putting yourself out there. You're not trying to hide or protect your ego. But again, it can be very effective. Let me give you a story. This is the first time Asian Week was doing a story on me. And they sent out like the journalist and the cameraman, and they're like following me around, and we're at like Hotel Gansevoort. I've got this Singaporean student, all right? Imagine just a fobby, like short Asian guy, you know? Just speaks broken English, and I'm like, okay, man, you see that, 5'10" blonde? I want you to go up there and tell her she's beautiful. Like, really? It's like, yeah. It's like, okay. So he starts walking up there. The cameraman starts following my student. It's like, oh, wait a minute, fuck. You're like, come back, right? And he's walking, and the cameraman just taking pictures, and he goes up to this blonde. I want your man, 5'10" blonde, like 5'4" Asian guy, and he goes, "You are fucking beautiful." And the thing is, it worked. I know some of you guys are like, "Oh, these pickup lines wouldn't work," but they do. I mean, I've been at this since 2005, and you will see a picture in that newspaper of him getting that toggle's number, like her, and him, and getting her number. It's simple, the idea of just being direct, being very honest, being sincere, and not trying to hide who you are. So what I call the Kamikaze Openers. My favorite is simply, you are fucking beautiful, you are fucking adorable. Just fucking an adjective, whatever. There is the My Eyes opener. You're like, has anyone ever told you how beautiful my eyes are? Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. It's playful. There's simply the classic, you notice something about her. Whether you think that she has a very creative outfit or she has this incredible energy. You just compliment and you qualify. Mind if I flirt with you for a minute? I'm going to flirt with you now. This next one, be careful about this one. Only do this on actually beautiful girls. Don't do it on like girls that aren't that attractive. It's like, hey, I have this rule. Every time I go to a club, I always have to introduce myself to the most beautiful group of girls there. Can you help me talk to them? Again, though, if these are good-looking, attractive women, they obviously know it's a joke. And they're like, ha-ha, and talk. Yeah. You can go up to the girls like, hey, I don't know how to talk to this beautiful girl. I don't know what to say. She's got really long brown hair, these kind of like lovely glasses, and these really nice sheer stockings. I mean, what do I say to her? All right? And she's going to get it. She's going to get it that you're talking about her. All right? So again, these do work. We've done this like hundreds of thousands of times around the world. From Australia to England. I've taught in like Brazil. Like there are other openers like this one I stole from Gareth. But every time we go to Australia, our opener, it's like the American accent. Is it sexy or is it really, really sexy? And it works. They love the American accent down there. We're going there next week.
What's really important too is when we say it works, it's the idea that it's specifically designed just to start a conversation. Like we're not saying like, haha, there's my line, now lay down. Having a conversation. And if you go over with somebody and you go, and she's gonna go, okay, have a nice day, and take off. The idea is that you just want to start a conversation so that you can get to know her, so that you can show her who you are as well.